Why has Donald Trump set up yet another multilateral organization, Board for Peace, when he doesn't believe in one? Is the Board of Peace going to be a replacement for United Nations? And what lies in it for Russia because they are siding with the US this time? The 2026 World Economic Forum at Davos, it's not just an annual economic summit, rather it has become a stage for reimagining what the global multilateral institution should look like, what global partners should look like, and this has come in order with the proposal of President Donald Trump's Board of Peace. Hello everyone, welcome to Vajram and Ravi's Flash News. My name is Shubhangi Singh, and in today's discussion we will be talking about what exactly is this Board of Peace, what it is meant to do, who has signed up for this, is India part of this, will Russia oppose against it, and every other dimension around it. So let us start with understanding what exactly is Board of Peace. When we are talking about Board of Peace, it is an international initiative which has been unveiled by US's President Donald Trump at the World Economic Forum of 2026. Now when we are talking about Board of Peace, this was originally linked to Gaza reconstruction plan after the ceasefire was called between Israel and Gaza, and US wanted to bring in the peace through this particular plan, but now this has been expanded as a multilateral institution which will work towards peace, and it will stand to complement the already existing multilateral institutions. Now as of now, the invitations for this has been sent out to more than 60 plus countries. Many of them have confirmed, including Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan, and many more. But the main point is not about confirmations. The main point is about the criticism that this particular Board of Peace is drawing. Reason being, it has been very clearly said that the US President is going to be the inaugural chairman of the board, and the permanent seats will only come with majority funding that will be given. So this is something that is showing that if you want seat at the table, you have to pay for it, and this is going to be the template which is going to work towards peace. So that means if you want to talk about peace, you need to have money in your pocket. If you talk about Board of Peace as an organization, you have to understand this is more like a political coordination based organization rather than more of rule based organization or treaty based organization. It is not like that. It is coordination politically oriented as of now what we can see. But when we want to understand more, we have to make our starting point as what is its mandate. The mandate of this particular organization is global conflict mediation. But when you talk about global conflict mediation, you have multiple organizations in place already there. You have UN, you have UN Security Council, you have International Court of Justice and whatnot. So conflict and conflict resolution based on the nature of conflict, you have World Trade Organization. If there is a trade dispute, World Trade Organization is present. But when US is exiting all these institutions left, right and center, what gives the right to US to propose such a mandate? And the main question is, how will exactly it function? And when the mandate is global conflict resolution, is it going to replace United Nations? Because when we saw World War II and everything settled down, the post-global order that was set in 1945, that was about multipolarity, multilateral organizations. But now that is changing. So are we considering this global chaos is somewhat equivalent to World War III, and we are bringing Board of Peace to calm this chaos down? And the most ironical thing here is US is the origin of all the chaos here, and US wants to be the harbinger of peace in this particular situation as well. Now we will be moving to a next important question which I am sure would be coming in mind, because if the mandate is global conflict resolution, then what will UN do? Is Board of Peace an alternative to United Nations? But the answer here is no, because the official position that has been given is the fact that Board of Peace will remain complementary to existing institutions. The only thing we want to do through Board of Peace is faster, better and more flexible then UN as of now exists. But just imagine if there are two products in market, one is X, one is Y, and if you go to buy this particular product and you have been pitched that the price is this, but you will get it in next 30 days. But when you go to the next product, the price is this and you are going to get it in next 2 days. Obviously, you will go for the second product. So, in this context, this official position seems also contentious, but seems contentious, and it clearly highlights this is just a way of criticizing UN. This is just way of creating a parallel institution which might actually wipe out other multilateral organizations, and it will also potentially erode UN Security Council and the relevance. As of now, the board does not legally replace the UN, but it has totally set the stage to do so in the future. Another huge question that comes into place, as I said, that US is the originator of the chaos that we are seeing, and US wants to put an end to it. So, how will US actually make it work, because US president is going to be the inaugural president of Board of Peace, then how US is going to make it work in the fragmented world order where we are seeing conflicts related to Somaliland, we are seeing conflicts because US is exiting international organizations left, right and center. There is usage of tariff and sanction to distort the decision. There is seizing of tankers, kidnapping of countries' presidents, and multiple conflicts across the world. So, when we are talking about global conflict resolution and mediation, how all of this would be dialed down at once, and the list is further long as we see. So, this question is direct and it is also real, but at the same time Board of Peace is likely to work on coalition of like-minded countries who are ready to come together. Willing diplomacy would be used, and there is also probability that crisis-based negotiation might take place. And the biggest risk that we get to see of the fragmented world order and the incoming of Board of Peace, that this fragmented world is at the risk of getting fragmented further, and all the decisions of the Board of Peace are at the risk of being influence based rather than rule based, because the picture looks like so as of now. But another interesting factor that has come across, which will give you an insight that how geopolitics and international relations are so unpredictable. There is nothing like permanent enemy, there is nothing like permanent friend, because you will be surprised to know that Russia was also invited to join Board of the Peace, and Russia has shown interest. Russia has gone ahead and pledged 1 billion to this particular cause. So, when Russia and US, it's very difficult to put them in a room together for a particular cause. How Russia is showing interest? Is there something that we are missing from geopolitical angle? So, when we are talking about Russia, you have to understand, yes, it is about geopolitics. Russia does not want to be on sidelines if this Board of Peace comes to be a masterstroke. Russia wants a re-entry into global diplomacy because it has been on sidelines for the longest time, especially after the Ukraine war. Other than that, this gives Russia a chance to actually go ahead and engage with West, which is otherwise negligible or not present at all. And this will also place Russia in a position where it might gain some strategic legitimacy which it has lost over years, be it the annexation of Crimea in 2014, be it attack on Ukraine in 2022 and whatnot. And Russia, and furthermore, Russia does not also want to be left out in terms of global frameworks that are being made, be it to influence West Asia, where a lot of stakes for Russia are involved. That clearly shows that this is not about ideological decision. This is about a pragmatic approach. Where should Russia stand when the global order is in chaos, and if Russia wants to be with the global partners, this is a new place in making, and Russia wants to make a fresh start with this place. Now let us straight away move to understand that what this means for India. As of now, if you are talking about, we have already received the invitation, but we have not announced any formal acceptance. And as of now, what India is going to take a very cautious approach as of now, because we have to understand that we have been a country which talks about multipolarity. So our commitment to the multilateral institutions, that should not be diluted, because we already know this is going to be an influence based organization, and US heading it is going to top it off in a different direction. If we want to maintain a strategic autonomy, we have to keep this in mind, that what kind of acceptance we put through it. And at this point of time, standing with Board of Peace also shows that we are agreeing with what US is doing, be it with Venezuela, be it with Iran, be it for Greenland, and whatever US is gonna do, we stand with it, we endorse it, and we are okay with the US centric institution, US centric global order as well. So if India actually wants to contribute to global governance, we would have to consider many factors as of now. We need to consider many factors, and the best approach as of now would be to see that where it goes before actually committing to the cause where the cause is very not clear. On this note, we will be moving to the last segment of our discussion, the potential consequences. Let me just outline them very quickly. As I've already explained that this is going to weaken the UN institution. This will lead to rise of not just influence-based politics, but elite diplomatic clubs. And the people with big pockets will be talking about peace. That means there will be financialization of peace processes and parallel institution proliferation. That means there is no stopping to other countries, be it China, with coming more such institutions which talk about global conflict mediation just to counterweight the Board of Peace. So all in all, what we are getting to see that we are moving away from rule-based multilateralism to a power-based cautious diplomatic world. On this note, I'll be leaving you here with a practice question. You can put down your answers in the comment section. That was all from my side. Thank you so much.